Hello, welcome back. This is Miniature Mike. Today I'm going to do a character review and comparison for the unique Mandalorian characters. I've actually covered a couple of these guys already, so it'll be a little bit of a do-over from some of my other videos, but there's a few that obviously need to get included. So without further ado, let's jump on into it and see what these unique Mandalorians have to offer. All of them are pretty fun for the most part. So, okay, Mandalore The Indomitable from Bounty Hunter. Overall, I think he's a really good character. I used to think he was even better than that, but upon just kind of reviewing him, taking a look at it, there's a few things kind of holding him back. So for one, his cost is 68. That is insanely high. He's a very good character, but just keep in mind that's an extremely high cost. So let's see what he has to offer. HP, really good. 120 is pretty dang solid, especially for range characters no matter what. Your survivability for range is really nice too. You do cost a lot, so I'm not going to get too much into having a high HP or decent defense, but you do have evade, so that's definitely going to be useful for sure to help boost that up. And your melee survivability is quite decent as well. It's not like you don't have anything necessarily sticking out to help you too much, but it is something to kind of keep in mind that you're fine. So your attack overall, so you have 13 attack. That's really good. With momentum, you can boost that to 17. And overall, your damage, your max damage, is pretty dang good too. So the reason why I'm not doing higher max damage is because when you're costing 70, like, yes, you should be able to, everybody is going to be able to do a ton of damage. It's not like he's doing extraordinarily more damage than anybody else, but you can move and do 40 damage and 17 attack, or you cannot move and do 13 damage and 13 attack, 30 damage for 2 shots. That's all really good. Very, very nice. And then deadly attack's nice too. So keep that in mind. But again, a lot of people who are this level, 68, they're going to be doing similar damage or different types of stuff anyway. So definitely still good, but it's kind of what you'd expect. Special abilities, though, I think are great still. Unique. So deadly attack is nice, double, evade, and momentum. So double and deadly's nice to kind of give you a little bit higher chance of critical hit. This guy can do so much damage with critical hit because his base damage is so high. So that's really good. And then having evade is always good for that extra defense, which is, you don't want to scoff at that too much. Your ability synergy, though, I don't think's that awesome. And this is why, like, he's more of a versatile character because you have momentum and double attack. Those don't really naturally go well together, but it is nice to be able to do either or. So that's why for versatility, I think he's really good versatility, just because he can do a lot of damage shooting, stay alive, and then can run up and rush people too if you want to, which is fine. So oh shoot. I did not fix this from my template, so I should have taken a look at this before I jumped into it. So it still says Padme score. It's not. I used my Padme video as a template for this one, and looks like I forgot to make that changeover. So that'll be a little bit of a blooper. I'm just going to leave it in. Overall, I think this guy's really good. Commander effect's really good. Giving Mandalorian allies momentum can be nice. There's some Mandos that can really benefit from it, and it can be really awesome, really, really strong, especially with other commander effects like giving twin attack and momentum in this case. Some characters can just run up and totally destroy enemies, like, very powerfully. So overall, really good character. Not too pricey compared to some of the other Mandos, but $60 is still a lot. His pros are he's really good shooter stats. He can dish out a ton of damage, but his powers don't synergize super well. He's a little awkward, and I'd even just say he costs way too much. He costs 68, and while he's a really great character and he can shoot, 68 is still crazy to, like, wrap my head around for a character who is really good, but I'm not so sure on. So overall, really good. Blue Milk could kind of agree with that too for the most part, and definitely solid one, but not overpowered, but a good one. So expensive. Boba Fett Mercenary Commander. This guy is so good. I made him in my Boba Fett video that I did years ago. I didn't really change him too much, just a teeny bit. So overall, he's an awesome character. Like, one of just an incredible full package. His HP is really good. He costs 57 and he has 120. Very nice. Survivability is great, and your melee survivability is great too because you have flight, greater mobile. You don't have evade like the other ones do, but still, like, those are really nice powers to kind of keep you out of harm's way. If melee people come up to you, you can just move away without attacks of opportunity. Still do double attack on them, do lots of damage. So very, very good survivability across the board there. Your attack is exceptional because you have 13 base attack on a shooter is basically as good as it gets. And then cunning attack can bump that up even more, in half the situations. And because you have accurate shot, you can pretty much choose whoever you want to use this on. So really nice overall, really nice max damage as well, especially because you have that cunning attack. Some other, like for example, Boba Fett Bounty Hunter is limited because he has really good precision. Does have disintegrations, of course, but can't necessarily do 60 damage like this guy can. So very solid damage, max damage, of course. And then the special abilities are exceptional. So let's start with what you got here. You have flight, always a great power, accurate shot, and cunning. You have double and greater mobile, which is a fantastic combination. Missiles 30, so if there's a circumstance in which you really want to blow up a group of guys, you have the opportunity. And then penetration 10 is just, I don't know how often you'll get to use it, but if it comes into play, boom, you can already do a ton of extra damage and get through all that armor if the enemy is using one of those types of vehicles. So awesome there. Ability synergy, these abilities all synergize well together. A classic hit and run stuff, like to the max. The versatility is also awesome to the max too. It's like these types of characters that are just like, the accurate shot, they fly, maybe they don't necessarily fly, but they have mobile. They're just like basically as good as it gets in the game, honestly. And then versatility, yep, I said that was great. Commander effect is awesome as well, because your commander effect, your Mandalorian followers gain accurate shot, and that can be so powerful if you give it to the right characters. Like give it to like super commandos or something, and all of a sudden like they can kind of dish out their high damage, high attack to almost whoever they want to. So you can be very precise. Padme score, Mando score is exceptional. I give him a top rating. I think Boba Fett Mercenary Commander is actually the best Mandalorian unique character personally. Not overcosted, very very, very effective for the cost too. So the nice part is you're not spending 75 or 69. Instead, you're spending 57, so you can fit some more characters in your squad. This guy's an elite. Not an elite power shooter. This guy is an elite kind of hit and run character. So let's see. Shoot. Man, I really made a lot of mistakes when I made this particular video. I'm so sorry, guys. Yeah, I really screwed up because this guy's the hit and run shooter and commander, and then the elite power shooter is Canderous Ordo. So, dang, I really should have proofread this one better before I ruled it out. But anyway, hope you enjoy the bloopers. I'll leave them in. So pros, best Mando unique, incredible hit and run ability, very nice commander effect for several Mandos, and the cons, doesn't have evade like some of the other ones, but it's okay. You can still avoid it. There's still ways to get around it. You'll be fine. Canderous Ordo, overall great character. HP is awesome at 120, so you still have 120 HP, and you're 11 cheaper, or basically 10 cheaper than the last guy. Very good HP. Survivability is quite solid because you have a lot of HP, you have regeneration, and that's just going to enable you to be more and more tanky. Your attack is really solid at 10. At 48, a lot of characters are going to basically have 10 attack, but that's really nice still. Max damage is crazy just because you have triple, so this guy can pretty well dish out 90 damage, and you can find ways to do more. It's really fun mixing this guy with the commander to make him have twin attacks, so he can do 6 attacks, and then his damage output is through the roof. So, very good. Very good special abilities with regeneration and triple. I know it's only 2 of them, but they go so well with what makes this guy good. Ability synergy is great. Your versatility is fine. This is just a kind of a power shooter. That's all he is. He doesn't have a lot of other tricks up his sleeve necessarily. So overall, his Mando score, I'd give him a 4.5. I think this is the second best Mando in the game. Again, really cost effective, really affordable, and can do a ton of damage. Bloo gives him an 8.32. He's not an elite hit and run commander. He's a elite power shooter. So somehow when I was putting it together, I mixed it up. Very good power shooter. Pros, this guy can dish all the damage out, and you can turbocharge him easily to do so much more. And the cons, doesn't really do a whole lot else than just being a huge tank, but there's nothing wrong with that either, in my opinion. So definitely a fun character. To move on to the last but not least, Mandalore the Ultimate. So this character is really interesting because it's very costly. he's very expensive. I got really, really lucky to get him in a trade from a gentleman from Spain. And kind of hard to find, too. He's really good, but does have some things you've got to consider. So he costs 75, which is the highest shooter in the entire game. Very, very strong. But overall, I think he just gets the great score, and this is why. So your HP, he has 130 HP. I know the other guy had 120, Mandalore the Indomitable, and gave him a 3. It's kind of just, it's tough when you're this high and there's not very many people to compare to, so I just gave him a 4 rating. Your survivability across the board is very fair. You don't have any powers like evade or mobile attack like the other guys do, but you do have really good stats, you got good defense, and then you do have the ability to run really quick and kind of get out of situations if you need to, and that can be really nice if, like, say, you run away from a character, you run 12 squares, and they do an attack of opportunity, and you shoot them. Well, now that you're 12 squares away, they're not going to be able to get up to you and maybe do as much, especially if it's a melee character. So it does have really fun options for taking care of melee characters if you're creative. Your attack is really nice, 12 attack, pretty much as good as it gets at that level. Special abilities are awesome, though. So here's a few things to keep in mind. You have Twin this time and Charging Fire. So the cool part about him is the fact that he's really, he can just run to a spot and then blast somebody for 60 damage real quick. Run to another spot, blast for 60. So if you're really careful, then you can really take advantage of this character's speed and his firepower, and maybe he won't be able to take as much damage from melee characters and even from shooting characters as well, which is fine. And then lastly, of Mandalorian Conscription, all characters in your squad are Mandalorian for the rest of the skirmish. This is really, really fun because if you want to mix in some interesting fringe characters, then you can force them to be Mandalorian. So, and if you have like a really crazy squad where you have like Ula Quildroma, I'm pretty sure Ula Quildroma lets you bring in any Mandalorian. You could bring him into like a huge Sith squad, then all those Sith guys can maybe benefit from Mandalorian commander effects. So there's a bunch of crazy stuff you can do if you have like very, very high point squads, but still really good commander effect because the Mandalorian commander effects are all amazing. They're all amazing. Like they really all are. It's like you're giving very powerful and effective powers to just oftentimes Mandalorian allies, which is so strong. So anyway, so the ability Synergy, it does go well, having Flurry attack and Twin attack. And then, yeah, Flurry's nice if you get that critical hit. You can do a lot of damage. Goodness gracious. Versatility is also pretty solid. You're more of just kind of like a run and shoot. And then versatility good. Commander effect I think is great. I think Mandalorian's gain Charging Fire can be pretty good. Can give the team just a lot of extra bonus mobility, especially some of the melee ones. They can get up and start getting to action faster, but even then, it's really nice to either like, I know some of them can give mobile, this can give Charging Fire, so if you have both of them, you can kind of choose, do I want to run the 12 and shoot, or do I want to use the mobility? Definitely a solid commander effect. It's not my favorite of the Mandalorian commander effects. I think I'd rather have the momentum one, maybe, and then definitely I think I'd rather have the accurate shot one as well, but still pretty good. And then the Mando score, I give him a 4. I think he's the third best personally, even though he costs a lot, has all these like heavy firepower, solid commander effect, really nice powers. He still costs so much. I'd much rather have Canderous Ordo and Boba Fett personally in my squad, but you can do great stuff with him too. So Blue Milk gives him an 8.19. I call him a swift power shooter commander. I really, really liked this aspect of the guy, how he can just run to a spot, fire away, and then run away. Really, really fun. Definitely really, really fun. So, and you can, there's other commander effects that can make him a little bit better too. And then I love the idea of getting fringe characters and making them Mandalorian. So, pros, making anyone Mando is pretty great, since the faction has great commander effects. Swift shooting is nice, and then the cons, he is so expensive into the game and out of the game. So $250 and $75. And then the survivability is, it's actually not too bad now that I think about it, but it's not like you have any direct powers to help you out with that. But that's fine. That's okay. Very good character. Let's rank these guys. So number 1 in the last place is Mandalore. I didn't even spell that right. I really screwed up on this video. Mandalore the Indomitable, 3.44. A really good character, but just costs a lot, and is maybe a little more awkward to use than some of the other ones. Next is Mandalore the Ultimate at 3.8. That's a really good rating. Just super dang expensive, but very, very good. Canderous Ordo, a lot of fun, not too expensive. Can just sit down and just kind of shoot away. And then Boba Fett Mercenary Commander, 4.58, just so freaking good, and really, really good for the faction as well. So here's all the stuff down here. Wow, this is great. Mando, wow, I really screwed this template up. This is funny. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. It says Wookiee score. That's actually, and then Mando unique score. Gosh, what did I do here? So the Mando U score, this is supposed to be Blue Milk. And what happened is when I was doing the editing and making this, I removed Blue Milk and replaced it with the Mando unique. I should have done that to the Wookiee. So this, either way, hope you guys get a good laugh out of it. The formatting was kind of a mess on this particular video, and I thought I'd gotten all that worked out before I published it. So yeah, it is what it is. Either way, hope you guys enjoy. Until next time, have a good one. Please like, again, subscribe, comment down below on these unique Mandalorians. I'd love to hear your thoughts on them. And I'll talk to you later. See ya.